Welcome everyone to our monthly webinar. We hope you are enjoying this holiday season and any time you've been able to spend with your family and friends. As we approach the new year, companies are often finalizing strategic goals. Many are looking for ways to further leverage artificial intelligence and machine learning to drive value and cost efficiency within their organization. So our webinar today will focus on AI-driven use cases for subscription business to achieve customer lifetime value breakthroughs. So let's jump right in. We'll introduce the team. If you haven't had the chance to join us for one of our previous webinars, my name is Brandon Savage. I'm the head of solution enablement at Vosik, and I've spent over 20 years as a customer experience and operations leader in the home security industry, working at companies like Safe Home, First Line, Bay Alarm, Vivint, DevCon, My Alarm Center, and LiveWatch. My teams have owned the customer experience, and I know what it feels like to be the executive responsible for customer attrition and lifetime value. It was while I was at LiveWatch that I first met Vasu, who is one of our speakers today. Vasu.
All right. Thank you, Brandon. That's a long list of subscription companies. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Vasu Akula, and I must say I'm very fortunate to be able to having that opportunity to work with hundreds of businesses, large and medium and small over the last 25 plus years, and help them implement various data-driven strategies over the last 10 years, specifically using AI technology and specifically focusing on how we can improve customer lifetime value. I also lead our data science team, which builds multiple predictive models. We'll go into a lot of detail about how all they work and help subscription businesses. Doug?
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Doug Shapiro. I'm the Chief Sales Officer with over 35 years of experience. I've been involved in many aspects of customer relationship and retention management, focused on driving a higher degree of customer lifetime value. Vasu and I met while we were at Nice Systems. We had sold ADT, one of our top accounts there, about $5 million worth of software. Vasu was heading the project management and implementation team. And about 3/4 of the way into the implementation, one of the executives took us out for dinner and said, "Hey, I don't see something that's helping us understand the customer journey and the high degree of attrition that's happening. What did you sell us, or what didn't you sell us?" And at that moment, Vasu and I looked at each other and we said, "Here's an opportunity to develop a solution and a company." And Vasu, with that in mind, Vasu had both worked for Nice Systems and developed some of the products and solutions that you're going to see here today.
Terrific. So to give you a quick teaser as to why we think the next 30 minutes are worth your time, I want to share a quick overview of some of our success stories. Our journey over the last decade has been focused on partnering with subscription businesses to harness the power of artificial intelligence for tangible business impact. From achieving $100 million in customer lifetime value enhancements to realizing substantial growth for our partners, our AI solutions have consistently delivered. Our success stories are a testament to our innovative approach and the remarkable efficacy of our AI technology in driving real business results. So what exactly does Vosik do? We are a technology consulting partner that adds AI, machine learning, and data science expertise to your team, helping you attract new customers, retain existing ones, and grow revenue. We analyze data like product usage, call center notes, customer feedback, and billing history to identify patterns and to guide proactive actions. By turning insights into personalized strategies, we empower businesses to prevent cancellations, target the right customers, and increase customer value. We specialize in supporting subscription-based companies that often face challenges in prioritizing data and actions without the resources to maintain a full-scale data science department. With Vosik, you gain access to a team of data science experts and a turnkey software solution that analyzes your data, delivers actionable results, and guides your frontline teams. This strategic investment in consulting and technology has helped our existing partners reduce their acquisition costs and increase their customer lifetime value. For every dollar you invest in Vosik, our partnership, we deliver over $10 in long-term value. Let me turn the time over to Vasu to show you how we do it.
So thank you for the background. I like the simplicity of for every dollar you spend, we are going to deliver $10, right? So I'm going to unpack that and repack for everyone about how we keep it very, very simple and help you realize value on the scale of tens of millions of dollars, right? So let's go through the details. These are the areas in which we help subscription businesses. At the end of the day, subscription lifetime value can be improved when you acquire customers at lower cost, or when you keep the customers for as long as you can, or when you grow the revenue from any of these customers. How do you do this? For Keep solution, which is where we started, as Doug mentioned, way back 10 plus years ago, it's customer retention. It's often one of the complicated stories because customer retention, to get it right, there are a lot of things that we need to tie together, understand really what is causing customer to exit, whether it is price or usage or ease of use or, competition, even kind of throwing some curveballs, or affordability. There are so many things that will drive attrition. So we mastered that first, and then we expanded that into reactive retention when customers call, or even pending cancel, prevention. And then we expanded that into price optimization, identifying upgrade opportunities, or even securing referrals from some of your, high value customers, right? And then we expanded on the left side, for the same cost, companies are acquiring lots and lots of leads. Some are converted, some are not converted. How do we convert, more leads? With some, predictive insights based on, your best customer data. And also some of these unconverted leads, can we rescore them or even win back? Like, we don't believe this idea that once a customer cancels, you can never reacquire them. If you have the insights, you can rescore them. Not your non-pay customers and, customers that you had to cancel, but there are plenty of good customers that you can reacquire, with the insight that, you are already sitting on, why they canceled, what services they had when they were with you, and things like that, right? So we bring AI technology into all of these use cases, and of course, we help you in implementing these things one at a time. So how do we do this, right? That's the kind of more important thing. What I'm going to show you on this one slide, and then go into details with 3 of our core enablers, is what I'm about to show you here. What we are giving you is a modern cloud-based AI ML stack, specifically created for subscription businesses, right? And it uses, multiple data points that are floating in your sales systems, marketing systems, support systems, field operations, and even third-party data sources, right? So we bring all of that data, and we do these 5 things that I'm showing in the middle, right? The first thing, we're calling that a feature bank, right? Now what is feature bank? Historically, businesses have made a lot of decisions based on FICO score, right? Can I give you, higher end system, without running into the risk of non-pay and default, right? Which was fine. But, we observed over the years, exactly like how businesses made decisions on FICO, we understood where you live matters. If you call 10 times for the same issue, it matters. If you upgraded in a 3 months ago, 1 year ago, 5 years ago, that matters in deciding your lifetime value, right? So we bring all these data points, they're opening emails, not opening emails, they're calling, not calling, they're using, not using, they're approaching end of contract, they answered a survey as a promoter, as a neutral, as a detractor. We bring all these data points, and exactly like FICO score is telling us this is higher lifetime value, lower lifetime value. The good news is all these other data points are also giving us similar insights, right, that businesses can use and make decisions. So we combine all of this, and then the use cases that I mentioned, we create predictive models that will score every single customer. We call this like 10-point scoring for every single customer. Customer likely to cancel? Is this customer likely to upgrade? Is this customer likely to refer someone? Is this customer likely to absorb a price increase or complain about a price increase, right? So all these important use cases for subscription businesses, we score every single customer. Now, what that does is allows us to segment customers, so we can now define various offers. Likely cancel customers, we put them into a microsegment and a offer path proactively, maybe small reduction of rate, but we retain that customer instead of losing that customer. There are many scenarios which I'm going to unpack later. And of course, we'll measure all of that for you So those are the 5, things that we do. Now, what businesses want is not all of this technology. What they want really is give me business-ready solutions that will help me, grow my subscription business, right? So I'm going to use an example of 100,000 subscriptions company and see how these, business solutions that I'm showing on the top left side all work together, and the value that Brandon was talking about, for every dollar you're spending, how do we kind of create, $10+ of long-term value, right? So that's, the technology. Now, you might be thinking, like, how do we integrate into this environment? Are we replacing some technology? Is this a better version of, some other technology that I own? The answer is no, it is actually not replacing any of your CRM systems or marketing systems or field systems or contact center systems or website. It is actually integrating this data into all of those systems. So those systems work in a smarter way, in an AI-driven way, with deep understanding of revenue and risk opportunities. So how it fits into your environment is, we take data from all these sources, we enrich them, we score them, we segment them, and we define proactive interventions. And through APIs, we basically integrate back into your call center, your website, your email marketing. So we kind of make all of those systems smarter. So think of Wazik as it's the brains that kind of absorbs all these touch points, all your customers, and it is scoring every single customer on 10 different things. I'm using 10 as a simple number, but multiple different models scoring all these important things: likely upgrade, likely cancel, likely price increase, likely referral, all these important subscription use cases, right? So that's kind of what Wazik does in the middle and how it integrates into your operations on the left side and right side, right? Because this is a cloud-based system, it's relatively easy. I always like to say it this way: it's already running in the cloud minus your data. The moment you plug your data, it will kind of do its magic and then make your system smarter, right? So now let's go into these 3 enablers one at a time. I'll just use 1 or 2 examples to go deeper into each of these, right? Now, one of the first things that our customers and prospects ask us when we talk about data, there's always something going on with data. I'm upgrading my Salesforce. I'm implementing a new email system. I'm replacing my satisfaction survey system. My call center is getting, some routing system, all these things. And as a result, they might think like, it's better to kind of, wait until all that transformation is done and then integrate these things into this, that can score your customers. But what we notice is, there are plenty of data points, even outside of the changes that you're talking about that are very stable, have been already, very, very valuable that most businesses are not taking advantage of. I would say a very simple thing: even if we know the home of the customer and, what systems they bought, how much they're paying, where they live, and, their relative contract status, and maybe some satisfaction and call history and, things like that, we can give pretty good, predictive scores that are already, going to identify, who are your likely cancel customers, why they're likely to cancel, and what you might need to do to prevent that cancellation, or maybe throw a lot of, expensive, ways of retaining them by waiting for too late, or actually losing that opportunity completely because sometimes they switch to another competitor and then call you to deliver the bad news, right? So it's all about using the data that you already have in your sales and marketing and operational systems to score all these customers. So I have a couple of these internal data features as examples that I'm showing on the top left side. So how are they paying? Are they paying on a credit card or a bank account? Or actually they're receiving paper bills? It actually influences, the long-term lifetime value of your customers. Someone paying on a credit card has lower lifetime value compared to someone paying through a bank account, right? Someone paying, once a month has lower lifetime value compared to someone who's actually prepaying for a year of service, right? So their usage, and even we found some very, very interesting facts with location information. We actually work with home-based subscription companies, home services companies like lawn care, home security, pest control, home warranty, these types of businesses where you can argue, home is the customer or the person who lives in the home. By knowing the home address, we are already identifying the needs and affordability of a customer who lives in the middle of New York are completely different from someone who might be living in, the middle of Montana, right? So their income levels are different, their affordability is different, competition is different, their expectations are different. And it is fascinating to see all of these predictive models automatically detecting all of that. And when it is time to price increase or when it is time to upgrade that customer, we have all these predictive insights, whether, doing such a thing is a positive thing or it's going to be a negative thing, right? So I included many different examples, including we have the ways to understand if someone called yesterday and inquired, when is my contract ending? They're not saying I want to cancel, but they're inquiring when my contract is expiring. The system will automatically infer, oh, this customer might be thinking about cancellation. Otherwise, you don't need to really, inquire on such things, right? So it even has the ability to go into unstructured data and infer very, very valuable insights. On top of that, we also have third-party data sources by translating phone numbers into addresses and addresses into, high value, low value. For some of the pest control and home services companies, even weather information, hotter climates, colder climate, all of that has value, and many other things like IRS and census are telling us, incomes and affordabilities and things like that, right? So all of this structured and unstructured data is really what powers what we have on the right side, which starts with customer lifetime value, right? So sometimes we fall for all these average lifetime values. Oh, an average customer, once we acquire them, they stay for 3 years or 5 years, and the lifetime value is $2,000 or $3,000. But what is more important is not every customer is equal. If your average lifetime value is 2,000, we can clearly say who's 3,000 and who's 1,000, and 2,000 is the average of 3,000 and 1,000, right? Now, those 3,000 customers are the high value customers. They might actually absorb your price increases. They might be the ones who will actually take your upgrades and other products that you may have to sell. And all these other models actually feed on this lifetime value model at customer level, not like aggregate level, at every customer level, right? Everything that I'm talking about is at the customer level. Whether it is retention or upgrades or price increase or even securing referrals from your high value customers, right? So that's what I'm calling enabler number one. So now what we have is, instead of explaining what is happening or what happened in the past, we're able to use all of that information and start saying what will happen in future, right? So now how that will help is this enabler number two. So imagine let's go with this 100,000 customer example. On the left side, without AI targeting, you have all these hundreds of thousands. Some of them are happy, some of them are unhappy. You don't have clear view of who's going through what phase of their life cycle. So all these AI models will give us what we are calling on the right side microsegmentation. You can nicely take these 30,000 customers, put them into a safe price increase zone. So you can increase prices, without having that unwanted attrition as a result of that. Maybe another 25,000 of the customers who are exhibiting signs of cancellation, call them high churn segment. Not yet canceling, but showing signs of that. So you can be proactive, put them into high churn segment. And maybe all your leads, whether they are live leads or previously unconverted leads, score them on 1 star to 5 star. Put all these as 5-star leads, maybe potentially with the potential value of this customer, even before converting, infer the value. If they convert, is this a $3,000 conversion or a $1,000 conversion? Using all these attributes, calls, how you acquired that lead and things like that, right? So on and so forth. You can now imagine, I can have a referral segment, I can have a win back segment, I can have an upgrade segment, right? So that's the segmentation. So now with this enabler, we don't have to treat every customer the same way, right? Now, the third thing is the secret sauce here, right? If you have these segments, right? Now we can define what we have on the right side, proactive offers. There is some AI technology there also, exactly like how Netflix is recommending. If you like that movie, you like this movie, or YouTube is recommending. If you watch that basketball game, you might want to watch this game next, right? So they're all kind of watching our behaviors or our similar customer behaviors and recommending those who watch that also watch this. right? So that's essentially the same technology like Facebook is using, Amazon is using, that we implemented in our platform that is now recommending, different targeted offers for each of your micro segments, right? So essentially we are personalizing offers at a very, very high scale, right? So that's the technology, 3 enablers, right? Bring all your internal data and external data, do predictions, get into what will happen, right? Then use all those predictions and segment customers based on what will happen. And now proactively define, some small, value offers, but surprise your customers, hey, as a loyal customer, I can reduce your rate or even lock your rate for a 3-year contract, or maybe I'll give you, a camera free for a 3-year additional contract, right? So some, things like these, very low cost, but we pre-calculate NPV. Every single offer that we are recommending here is proven to be CFO, sponsored, right? CFOs review all these offers, and they're happy to give these offers left and right, because every single offer, when a customer accepts these offers, it's de-risking and increasing the lifetime value of your customers, right? So that's kind of how it works. Now, how it fits into your environment. Essentially, we do all of this in the cloud, right? All of these integrations, modeling, offers, AI, all of that is happening in the cloud, and we give you that API. Now, some of our customers use 1 or 2 channels to start, and over a period of time, it kind of goes into all the channels. But the way it works is it's simple 3 steps, right? Imagine your customer operations, whether it is customer care, email touch points or SMS touch points, or some of your customers are going to your web portals, or maybe you may have a mobile app. Whatever your customer interaction channels are, if you have a 100,000 customer business, imagine, maybe you may have like 200-300 calls in a year, right? Then if you're sending even 1 email per month, 100,000 customers, you're actually sending 1 million emails, right? If you have 20% of your customers kind of using your website once a month, again, 20,000 interactions on the website times 12 months, you're already talking 2 million interactions, right? So quickly, we are talking about, millions and millions of touch points. Earlier, they were not smart. Now they have, if a customer is logging into the website, it already knows, oh, this customer is at risk, let me give this offer. Or this customer is ready for an upgrade, let me give this offer. This customer is probably proven to be one of like our previous customers who gave us references. Let me ask for a referral offer, maybe in exchange for a $50 gift card, right? So all these systems are now fully aware of all these things. And the good news is it's centralized as one brain. So whether they call the call center, whether you approach them through an email, or whether you approach them with an SMS, the same offer is being orchestrated. And it's not like, oh, that person told me this, and this person told me this. It's end of all of that, right? So it's consistent messaging, proven with lifetime value calculations, and continuously evolving system that uses all your data points, right? So now I mentioned the example of FICO score. Earlier, we used it because that's the only thing that was available, right? Now we don't have to. Literally, whatever decisions we made using such a simple score that worked, because payment method works, because where you live works, because how many times you're calling works, because you are satisfied or not satisfied works, meaning it's actually implying your higher lifetime value or lower lifetime value. When you combine all of this, you have very, very rich score or multiple scores for every customer that can be used and make all your operations smarter, right? And the last bullet point that I'm listing here, this is my favorite one. I spent so much time optimizing these systems. Now that last thing is so important because that's the feedback loop. Which offer is working for what types of customers. By feeding that information back to the models, these models are becoming better and better and better. Exactly like this Tesla car is, turning each corner. Every person is, kind of doing that, but the system in the cloud is constantly learning from that. Same thing is happening with Netflix. Same thing is happening with YouTube, right? So that's where, once you put this into production, it's actually learning your specific customer needs and getting smarter and smarter over a period of time. And we do all of this without a lot of internal dependency, lot of load on your IT resources who are always busy, or a lot of additional needs on your BI resources, or anyone like that. We bring the platform, we bring the skills, and we actually manage it for you, right? So now let's jump into how does the use case look like. Yeah, I'm going to keep it very simple. There's a lot of words here, right? So here, what we are using is, let's just take a 100,000 subscription company. That is, each customer is paying about $50 or $600 of annual revenue. How do we translate this, right? So the first use case that we are talking about here, new lead scoring, by improving the lead conversion rate, if you're converting at 20%, by turning that into 22 or 23, we're generating an equivalent of 2,000 additional customers or 3,000 additional customers at the same cost. These are unconverted leads earlier. Now you have conversion, so you're not spending more money on Google or Facebook or anything. So that itself is quickly translating into $1,000 lifetime value of your customers, 2 million to 3 million easily, right? So your unconverted leads from last year, by the way, 20% conversion means 80% not converted, right? Not converted this year, not converted last year, not converted. All these businesses are sitting on a lot of these unconverted leads. We can rescore them and decide what types of offers might convert them. Even if we get 1,000 of those conversions per year, that's another $1 million, right? So now if we jump to the retention, we don't need to go through all these use cases. But if we go to retention, which is our kind of biggest enabler, if you have 100,000 customers, we can identify a third of your highest propensity to cancel customers. That might be 33,000 of them. By renewing proactively 12 to 16,000 of these customers, we will generate the equivalent of 6 to 8,000 brand new customers that will continue to stay with you. That will translate into another 6 million to 8 million, right? So if you add all these numbers, we're talking about 16,000 to 20,000 of these customers, or simple terms, 16 million to 20 million value generated. The key is per year, right? Now we do that next year, it's 16 million plus 16 million. Another year, 16 plus 16 plus 16, right? So this gets very, very quickly to high value, because that is the beauty of kind of going into the core business of subscription businesses and helping them with either acquiring more customers or keeping customers, or maybe growing revenue from existing customers using numerous approaches, right? So it's definitely an exciting way to bring AI with very, very pinpointed, targeted models that have been trained over a long period of time, right? So that's my response to Brandon's expectation setting in the beginning. Every dollar you're spending is going to quickly translate into 10 plus millions of dollars, right? So with that, hopefully I gave you ideas for you to think about. We would love to partner with you. We would love to show you how it works. And Doug will talk about our engagement process. Doug?
Here's how we get started working together. We're offering a 2-week complimentary, no-cost guided proof of value bootcamp to empower thought leaders like you to dramatically accelerate high-value AI use cases using a proven methodology fueled by Vossix AI and machine learning technologies. They'll be guided by an experienced team of solution experts like Vasu. Once we get the NDA signed, we simply need 6 to 8 customer attributes from our list of proven predictors. We're happy to use our NDA or yours. At the end of the 2 weeks, we host a live review, an executive readout that explains the top AI and machine learning opportunities and how they will advance your business to identify opportunities for addressable and actionable insight for predictive retention and drive personalized price increase campaigns. We'll provide a proven roadmap for turning data into customer level predictions with personalized actions. The readout includes a high and low resolution risk profile for every customer, meaning you'll understand the risk associated with each customer and why. We'll review the business case with NPV estimates, forecast metrics improvements, and customer lifetime value impact over time. Once the project's approved, there's a seamless transition from the live sandbox to a scaled out production-ready solution. So as we wrap up the webinar, I'd like to thank you for your time and interest. I now have 2 exciting offers to share with you. The no-cost 2-week AI-enabled growth strategy program will apply tailored AI models using your data to generate real insight and gain executive level buy-in. And finally, for all the attendees on this webinar, and we thank you for your time during the holidays, we're offering a 50% discount on the first year for our AI software and services, as we talked about in the financial aspects, with achieving $10+ million in customer lifetime value. So don't pause. So jumpstart your AI transformation with Vosic.
Thanks, Doug. As we wrap up today's session, let's focus on the opportunities ahead. The holiday season is the perfect time to reflect on your successes and to set strategic goals for an even stronger 2025. This is your chance to work directly with our experts to design a winning strategy for the year ahead, delivering results in days, not weeks, not years. Don't wait to take advantage of this opportunity to lead your subscription business into the future. So feel free to contact us at info@vosic.ai or reach out on LinkedIn to secure your workshop spot and discount. The future of artificial intelligence-driven growth is here, and Vosic's ready to help you make 2025 your most successful year yet. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to being a part of your success.